So this video where we are going to work out with the third illustration, and this problem is where we are going to calculate the non-controlling interest. So up to the step 4, that is non-controlling interest, what we are going to do in this problem. So first we'll understand the question. Calculate non-controlling interest from the following. XYZ Limited acquired 56,000 shares of rupees 10 each in ABC Limited on 1/10/2014. So please understand in this. So you should know your parent company and which is the subsidiary company. So the parent company, the one who is acquiring the shares in the other company. So here XYZ is what acquiring. Okay. So this is XYZ is the parent company. And if you see the other company, that is ABC Limited, is the subsidiary company. Okay. So how much it is acquiring? How much number of shares? 56,000 shares. How much number of shares? 56,000 number of shares. It has been acquired by the parent company. Acquired is nothing but purchased. Okay. Purchased by the parent company in subsidiary company, that is ABC Limited. On which date? On 1/10/2014. So date is also important, especially for calculating the step 2 and step 3, that is capital profit and revenue profit. Now coming to the balance sheet, what they have given further information, that is balance sheet of ABC Limited as on 31st March 2015. So if you see the information of the balance sheet, okay, especially this balance sheet information, all this information, if you see, it is taken from the balance sheet of ABC Limited during 31st March 2015. This balance sheet information is taken from the ABC Limited. Please do not get confused. This balance sheet information is not taken from the parent company. Okay, nowhere the parent companies will be taken. Only with related to the information is taken here only with the ABC Limited. ABC is the subsidiary company. Okay, so now if you see from this, we are going to calculate the what is it? That is the ratio and capital profit and then revenue profit. Fine. So first step, what we are going to calculate. So the ratio we have to calculate. Then later capital profit and revenue profit, then non-controlling interest. So if you see here calculation of ratio, so first for that one we need to ascertain number of shares held by the subsidiary company. So here the subsidiary company is ABC Limited, right? Here the subsidiary company is the ABC Limited. So if you see here, for that, if you want to know the number of shares, you can see the share capital. So the share capital of ABC Limited is 70,000 shares. So the 70,000 shares which was issued by the ABC Limited subsidiary company. So out of this total 70,000 shares, already we know in the question 56,000 shares was taken over by the parent company, and remaining, if you see 70,000 minus 56,000, so what is remaining? That is 14,000 shares, that is taken over by the minority shareholders. Now only this two, because there is nothing in 70,000, there is nothing in 70,000, because the 70,000 completely it was issued by subsidiary and completely taken over by 56 taken over by parent and 14 is taken over by shareholders. So the ratio we should take only with this two, that is parent company and minority shareholders. So it can be 56:14, and see that it divides in table 2 or any table which both can be multiplied, and so the ratio, if you see, you can even get 4:1. Fine. So this is the first step. Now coming to the step 2. In step 2, it is what we are calculating the capital profit. So what is capital profit? That is up to the date of acquisition of shares by the parent company. So till the date of purchasing the subsidiary company. So the subsidiary company, whatever the reserve that is created, whatever the profit and loss it is created, that can be taken for calculating the capital profit. So if you know the date here, 31st March 2015 is the date they have given, right? Ending date is 31st March 2015. So the beginning date, what will be? So the beginning date will be 1/4/2014. So the ending date will be 31st. The ending date is already is given, that's why I've taken the beginning date here, 31st March 2015. So this is very important, you should know this. So if you know this date, it will be easy for you to calculate capital profit and revenue profit. Okay, but during this date, okay, when was the acquisition date was taken? So if you see, the acquisition date is 1/10/2014. So this is what the acquisition date 2014, right? So this was the purchasing date by the parent company in the subsidiary company. Fine. So within from year till year, so between 1/4/2014 up to 1/10/2014, whatever the profits and reserves created can be taken for calculating the capital profit. So this date, that is from 1/4/2014 beginning up to the acquisition date, that is 1/10/2014. So whatever the profit and reserve created by the subsidiary company, that can be taken for calculating the capital profit. So if you see in the question here, general reserve 1/4/2014, profit and loss 1/4/2014, and profit during the year 2014-15. Yes, you can take this both completely. You can take this both, because 1/4/2014, right, from here till here, okay, or even before that any other date is there, even that date also, if reserve and profit is given, that also you can take for calculating capital profit. It's not required only this from this date to this date. Before this date also, 1/4/2014, previous dates also, if any reserves profit is there, that also can be taken for calculating. Okay, so in the general reserve 1/4/2014, it is so this both the profit, general reserve and profit and loss, they mentioned this date, you take completely, you can take for capital profit. So see here, it can be taken. Now coming to profit during 2014-15, so why here this we should take? In the previous problem, if you see, there we did not take, because the beginning date itself was acquisition date. Okay, the first problem, if you see, there also they have mentioned like that only, profit during 2014-15, but there actually if you see, the acquisition date was the beginning date 1/4/2014, and hence this was not being taken for calculating, this profit was not being taken there. But here we can take simply because the acquisition date was 1/10/2014. So that means during the 14-15 also, during the 14, in between of this 14-15 only, the profits was acquired. So see here, so that is 1/4/2014 to 1/10/2014. Is that clear? So up to this date you can take for calculating the capital profit. Fine. So if you see here, 4th month up to this, the 9th month, so totally it comes to 6 months. So 6 months only you should take. Okay, only this means if you see, it will come to 6 months. It will come to 6 months. So only for that 6 month you can take. So if you see, the total is 1,20,000. So in that 1,20,000, take only for 6 months. So if you calculate on 6 months, it is 60,000. So add this, you get the total capital profit 4,24,000. Now this 4,24,000 should be distributed using this ratio among the parent company XY Limited and then the minority shareholders. Okay, now moving on to the third step is revenue profit. What is revenue profit? Very clearly I told, revenue profit is nothing but after acquisition of the date. Okay, so what is the acquisition of date? So again I'm writing here. So if you see, acquisition of date was 1/10/2014. So after acquisition date, okay, whatever revenue profit is there, that will be taken for calculating the revenue profit. So before this anything is there, that will go for capital profit. Before this acquisition date, okay, before this acquisition date, anything that is there, reserves or profit, that will be taken for capital profit. But after acquisition date till the year end 31st March 2015, so till year, if you see, it comes to 6 months, correct? So the 6 month profit alone we have to take. So out of 1 lakh is 1,20,000, which is given in the question, that is total for 2014 and 15. So remaining 6 month we are going to take, so that will come to 60,000. So the 60,000 is the total revenue profit. So this should be again shared among only the parent company and minority shareholders using the ratio. Okay. So then finally coming to the non-controlling interest. So non-controlling interest, both capital and revenue profit is very, very important. So that is why we are calculating step 3 up to step 3, and then step 4 we are going to find out. So this is nothing but what for calculating the non-controlling interest, very simple. How much face value of shares that they have. So in the ratio itself we have found out, no? You can see in the ratio itself, number of shares held by the parent company, which was given clearly in the question, 56,000 shares, right? So the total issued shares by the subsidiary company is 70,000 shares. Out of 70,000, 56 if it is taken over or purchased by parent company. So remaining how much will be there? 14,000 shares. So this 14,000 shares is completely purchased by the minority shareholders. So this is only the face value of minority shareholders. So face value of minority shareholders, how we are finding out is 14,000 shares into number of, into the face value rupees. So this is how much? 10 rupees each. Multiply that. 14,000 into 10 you should do. Okay, don't take only number of shares. Into 10 you should do. Each share is issued for 10 rupees. Okay, so that's what is face value. Face value is nothing but shares into that number, what is that value for per share you take, multiply that, you get 1,40,000. This is what is the face value of shares which has been held by the minority shareholders. Take that, add the capital profit, add the revenue profit. We got capital profit, revenue profit. We did not get any capital loss or revenue loss. So loss is nothing but if this figure comes, the revenue profit, if it comes in minus 60,000, then it is capital loss. Okay, but here it is positive. So we are considering it as revenue profit. So capital profit we got, revenue profit we got, the share, whatever you shared no here in the first, in the second and third, only that amount you're going to take. Okay, only this both amount you're going to take for calculating and finding out the total non-controlling interest. So when you add this revenue profit, capital profit with the face value of shares held by the minority shareholders, the total only is non-controlling interest.